right, so it's that time of the year again. It's iPhone upgrade time. I went with the iPhone 13 Pro Max in gold again. I had the gold last year with the 12 Pro Max. It looks like they're gonna be pretty much the same color. When I was in the store, it looked like they were pretty identical, but we're gonna get into unboxing it right now. Before we get into that though, story time. I don't know about you, but I actually didn't pre-order the phone this year. It's one of the first times I ever didn't pre-order it. And that's because the past 3 years when I've pre-ordered it, they've added a new line, not got my return back when I mailed it back. They charged me completely for a phone that I still didn't have because I took it back to the store. So there was a lot of issues that I had with the iPhone and pre-ordering it, so I just didn't do it this time. And I also went into one of the locations. The guy told me if I pre-ordered it, it had to be mailed to my house, and I really didn't want to deal with that, and I just wanted to get it in the store. Come to find out, day of, they were like, why don't you just order it and then pick it up in the store? Well, I didn't do that. Anyway, long story short, when I went to go get this, they were completely out everywhere. I went right when the stores opened, and they just were giving what people had pre-ordered, and they ran out of stock completely. I went to a Best Buy, which was my last resort, and I'm on AT&T's network. When I went to Best Buy, they had one at a different location. It was only the 512 gigabyte version, so I ended up having to go that. I just wanted the 256, but it was the only one available in the state of Utah through Best Buy or through AT&T, which was pretty crazy. You couldn't walk in the store and get it. You were walking in the store and they were having you pre-order it, and it was anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks out to like a month out. So I'm sure it has to do with the chip shortage, but it's pretty crazy. So this literally was the last one in the state. So pretty cool. I had to grind a little bit to get it, but you know, here we are. Glad we got it. I love upgrading every single year. I just do the plan where I can just exchange my phone every year. Easier for me that way. I don't want to deal with trying to sell the old stuff. So let's get into unboxing this and comparing it to the 12 Pro Max. And I'm also going to do a video comparing this to the A7S III. Pull it like that. And there we have it. Inside the box, you get your typical charge cable. No more brick, right? We know that. The paper, let's just push that off to the side for right now and get into the most satisfying part, right? Let's compare the two. It's got the 12 Pro Max here on the left, and you got the 13 Pro Max on the right. And the camera bump definitely is a little bit bigger. And I don't know if you can tell, they do come out quite a bit more. So hopefully my case protects it. I got a case off Amazon right before the phone got released. So I'm not sure if it's gonna be compatible with it or not. It should be, but man, the gold on this is beautiful. I'm glad they finally figured out what they wanted to do. I was afraid it was gonna be a different gold. And even the back is still the same. So not much design change there other than the bigger camera bump, allowing more light into it. So the sensor is gonna have a much better time picking up light. All right, let's get it set up. So the first thing you've gotta do in order to set it up, and let's see, I'm gonna just test the rocking, like Dave Lee said, is significantly less. You hit this corner though, it does rock. I always have a case, so I don't really care about that. What you're gonna do is you're gonna put the SIM card into this one. So they should give you a new SIM card unless you're gonna do a digital SIM. So we got just another SIM ejection tool I have. Gonna pop it out. There. Now they said I should just be able to simply power this one on, and it should be ready to go. You've got the speaker on this one right in the middle there, and this one, it's right at the top, and that notch really is a lot less noticeable. Well, not noticeable, I mean it's still huge, it's right in your face, but it's a lot better looking on this iPhone. I'm excited to see how the faster refresh rate really affects this phone. Oh man, I can already tell a difference. So now that I've got here, set up new iPhone. Let's really such a cool way to do that. It's like a lot quicker. So I'm gonna do it from iCloud, and we have really fast internet at our house, so this should be good. All right, so a little bit of YouTube magic. Got the phone set up here just to go over some of the things that I've noticed already off the bat. The phone is a whole lot snappier. Now I know that they talked about the increase in performance in graphics and the performance in general with the speed, but to me it's kind of mind-blowing. I'm just gonna open up, Pokemon Go. This might not seem like much of a thing, but on the last iPhone, the 12 Pro Max, you wouldn't be able to have anything load right there. I thought this was a pretty good example, and it instantly loads up. Usually I would have to reclose it and then open it again because it would freeze so bad. The only thing I don't like about that app in general is it doesn't really utilize the 120 hertz, which you're not going to be able to see on here because I'm filming at 24 frames a second, but definitely makes the phone feel a lot snappier. To me, this is one of the biggest performance increases that I've seen on the iPhone in a while. The thing that was pretty underwhelming to me, and it's weird because I like 120 hertz and I really wanted them to have it in the previous generations of the iPhone, is it's snappy and it feels better, but maybe it's since the only game that I even play pretty much is Pokemon Go, and it didn't feel the effects of the 120 hertz. It's hard for me to notice other than like scrolling and stuff, but I could see someone who's not an iPhone enthusiast or a phone enthusiast having that be kind of lackluster or not really noticing the ProMotion. On the other hand, the screen does get extremely bright. That was one of the things, like it's blowing out my shot right now. That's pretty crazy. I'm excited to try it in lower light, but for right now, it's working out really well. So one of the things the 12 Pro Max used to do is it would like randomly pull down the screen like that. I wouldn't be touching it, and it was super weird that it would do that. I don't know if it was just mine, and this might be a concern. It said that my phone was overheating. As I was working with the iPhone to download everything, it gave me a warning that it was overheating, and it did that twice in a row. That was just downloading and backed up files from iCloud. I'm really concerned when it comes to the part of why I got this phone in general, and that's the PRORES. I'm going to be shooting PRORES. I'm worried that if you do that for prolonged amounts of times, it'll overheat. Once again, might just be mine. Overall, I would say to me, this was a big upgrade over the 12 Pro Max. Now, as you can see here with the cinematic mode, it was kind of lackluster. I mean, it's a first iteration of it, and I'm sure it'll get even better as it goes along. It really did do a good job of separation, but as she moved, you could tell where the edges were. I think it'll be years down the road before we see it replace actual physical lenses. I mean, like this, you got the separation, and I can zoom in there and you can see the separation is pretty crazy. And obviously you're going to notice a huge difference in an actual lens. Some of the other things, just a final note here, is the camera bump actually is quite a bit bigger. Good shot of this with the 12 Pro so you can really get an idea, but that camera bump is substantial. If that's a problem to you, then you're going to notice that even the size difference is pretty crazy and noticeable. The phones are almost identical in the color, though. I'm glad they stuck with the gold that they stuck with because it's a good looking gold, and probably my favorite gold finish off of any product in general. If you're not somebody who upgrades that often, I wouldn't say go and jump on it unless you want the features that it has with the cinematic mode and the future of ProRes. And then if that ProMotion display is definitely something that you want, it's going to feel a lot faster than the 12 Pro Max, but the processing speed and the graphics speed definitely are noticeably faster. I love the device. I'm so glad I actually upgraded to it. The other thing that improved substantially was the battery life. Now with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, I would use it and have to charge at least halfway through the day, maybe even before that, depending on how heavy the use was. But with this update, it can go well over that. I think it could actually outlast days. I didn't charge it the other day and still had 85% after I first got it. You're not going to be disappointed with it. It's going to feel like a leaps and bounds ahead upgrade, at least in my experience, and you won't regret the decision of buying it. Hopefully you like this video. Hopefully you want to see more content like this in the future. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.